Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to another incredible episode of Lagos Travel Guide. Yes, this is your last giddy Bible. In every episode in this series, I'm going to be sharing with you 7 things. Today's video is all about the 7 things that you need to know when you're thinking about renting in Lagos, Nigeria. Some of you might be thinking about moving here in the future or just want to get a sense of what is renting like? How is it different from like renting in the US, in the UK? So it might just be out of curiosity, but this video is going to be very enlightening and useful for you. The points I'm going to be sharing today are based on my experience and also the experience of friends that are very close to me. So take the points very seriously. If you watch this video and you feel that I've missed out on some points that really needs to be highlighted, as always, feel free to leave a comment down below in the comment section. Before I jump straight into this video, I would like to thank the sponsor of today's episode of Lagos Travel Guide, Ocean and Air Logistics. Ocean and Air Logistics is a well-established freight forwarder that has built an enviable reputation over the past 20 years. They pride themselves on their commitment to provide professional and speedy service to all their customers, whilst maintaining the highest quality of work. They will ship out your items globally, big or small, without compromising on safety and security. Their range of services are designed for both private and business clients. They currently focus on freight forwarding between the UK and Nigeria and the UK. You can reach out to them directly on their Instagram page, which is O&A Logistics. I'll leave it up here on screen, and also via their contact number. I'll put it up on screen now and also put all this information in the comment section below. Feel free to DM them, email them, contact them. They have local contacts here in Nigeria and also in the UK. I should add that I've personally used their services before and I've been impressed by the overall professionalism and just reliability of getting my items when they say I'm going to get them. I love a brand that promises and over-delivers. So let's get straight into this video. So what are the 7 important things that you need to know about renting here in Lagos, Nigeria? Number 1, rent is paid annually. This may come as a shock to you if you've previously resided in the West, like in the UK and the US, where rent is actually paid on a monthly basis. Sometimes some estate agents here even ask for 2 years rent in advance, but I'm not actually sure they can do that legally, but you should know that 1 year is the norm. There's actually some pros and cons of this. I would say one of the pros of this is that once you've made that huge lump sum payment, you don't have to worry every month about this huge outlay that will be coming out of your bank account. The con, on the other hand, is that you have to source a big amount of money to be able to actually rent a place from the onset. Like, you guys let me know in the comment section below, do you actually prefer to pay a year in advance or just pay monthly? Like, what do you guys prefer if you had the choice? Number 2, know what the service charge fees are and what it includes. Service charge is the charge made for the maintenance of a property, a leased property. Most homes in gated communities or in high-rise buildings probably have a service charge attached to it that is aside from the rental charge. Service charge may include water, maintenance, shared services like, I guess, electricity in communal areas, cleaning, gardening, paying for the concierge that everyone shares. But I would say that most times it actually doesn't include electricity. So that is another fee that you have to factor in when deciding how much you have available, your budget for renting, and what you can pay out. So it's key to also consider electricity bill. I personally have experienced through just calling up and speaking to estate agents, apartments in Ikoyi, whereby the rent was maybe like 6 million a year and the service charge was like 9 million, which is like crazy, meaning the service charge is actually more than the than the rent. So this service charge fee can be very, very significant in some areas. Hence the reason why you should ask exactly what the fees are and what it entails. And also ask, is the service charge likely to increase over the next few years? So it's good to know that too. I would say this point is actually especially useful for those of you that perhaps are being sponsored to move to Nigeria and a company is trying to I guess you're trying to negotiate with your company what the accommodation costs are. So it's really, really good for you to have this first-hand information. I would even advise you that if you can get your company to give you the accommodation instead, so they deal with the paperwork on all that side, and you don't have to get involved. I feel like this is a great way to sort of like take a heavy burden off yourself if you can. Number 3, the price, yes, that they're quoting you, that big crazy price that you're hearing for a year's rent is negotiable. Please negotiate. I feel like everything in Nigeria, you can negotiate the price. Please correct me if you think I'm wrong, right? I believe like a lot of, everyone, vendors, everyone always prices their product or their service at a much higher rate compared to what they're going to accept, because they expect that most people are going to beat them on the price. So whenever you see a price for an apartment that's like 4 million, there is always room to negotiate because they're expecting that you're going to do that. So please negotiate. And also, you can negotiate your service charge fees too, so don't be shy. Number 4, proximity to work matters. Yes. What do I mean here? If there is one thing we Lagosians can agree on, it's that we hate traffic. Traffic for us is like the enemy of progress, the enemy of productivity. If, for example, you work in Lekki, Lekki is your place of work, and you decide that you are going to live on the mainland because, it's the kilometer, difference, maybe it's like a 20-minute journey when you calculate it, you need to factor in traffic. Traffic can make that 20-minute journey a 2-hour journey, right? And that would be you spending upwards of near 4 hours a day, right? Going to work every day, which is crazy. My friend Ibiama actually did a video on how, she don't like rent in Lekki, right? Because she lives in Lekki, and she tells me sometimes from Lekki to actually get into VI, if you're traveling during peak time, can take 4 hours, can take up to 4 hours, which is insanely crazy. This point about making sure you rent close to your workplace or close to where your friends are, where you want to socialize, it's so important so that your experience being in Lagos is actually a pleasant one. You don't want the topic of conversation every day to be traffic. Why are you late? Traffic. I'm stressed because of traffic. Traffic. Like, it makes for a very depressing experience living in Lagos if traffic is a part of your life. You know what I mean? Like, can you guys relate to that point? Because I personally, I feel like if I don't enter traffic, I've won something that day, right? Can you guys relate to this too? Number 5, something you should know about, renting. Before you rent in Lagos, it's important to know, as a Nigerian female, you're probably going to experience sexism. Yes. The truth is, and this is generalizing, a lot of landlords are actually biased against single women renting their properties. Many landlords don't believe that females can actually afford to rent a property. And if they can, right, it's probably because maybe, I don't know, they're prostitutes or they're getting their money in a non-respectful way. This is the underlying belief for a lot of people, which is so, I don't know, like old age thinking, because a lot of women right now are smart, earning bank, in jobs, like proper jobs, you know what I mean? So, but I guess, times haven't caught up with, with that, I guess, for now. So many property owners reject applicants, essentially who fail to meet their strict image of a reliable tenant. So many times, females actually partner up with their male friends to sort of like give an image that they're a couple and they're renting together, whereby it's the male that actually does all the interaction with the landlord or the agent, and it's actually the male that is probably sending the yearly rent, and as time progresses, the lady takes over. Like a lot of women are doing this, literally like doing this because there's no way for them to rent in Lagos because they keep getting rejected, which is insane. As in, if you hear some of the stories out there, I feel like even the BBC has written an article about this, of how Nigerian females are like going through some serious things just because they're trying to rent on their own, right? I'm actually link the article down below so you guys can read this. I think it's actually interesting to understand sort of dynamics of what, you know, the Nigerian female sometimes goes through. So now to number 6, make sure you do not share an electric meter or water tank with your neighbors. My friend Iviama actually shared this with me. She said it's important because you don't want a situation whereby you end up paying the bills of someone else and you can't control how much they're spending or how much they're using, right? So it's important when you're renting to ask that, please, are there any shared services in terms of water, things I can't control that I'm not using and paying for someone else? And if you ask, they will tell you. If you don't ask, they will not tell you. And you'll probably end up in a 1-year contract whereby you have to fulfill your end of the bargain. Finally, I'm going to talk about what you should know about renting in Lagos. And probably a really big issue actually is power, right? Electricity. Something you probably do not have to worry about if you're based in the UK, the US. Like I never thought about light out, whatever, there's no lights, NEPA, whatever, until I moved back to Nigeria, understood the reality, right? Some gated communities actually have 24-hour power, right? Which you will most likely have paid some sort of a premium for. So it's going to be expensive. Others have a schedule of how they operate. Some of them might say, you know, during times of peak hours where people are at home, maybe early in the morning and in the evenings when they're back from work, there will be, the generator will be on if there's no light. But during the day, if there's no like natural grid light, they will not put on the generator. This actually does not work if you work from home. So if you work from home, you need power all round through. So you need to consider how that affects your work life too, you know? I personally, for example, for me, I live in a gated community and we do have a 24-hour electricity, but we have a meter in each apartment whereby there's electricity, but only if you actually pay money into the meter, then you get electricity. So I basically pay per use. That's how it works here, which I love because you don't end up with any crazy bill. You can actually calculate how much you're using daily and sort of like actually budget your time. It's really, really important actually because if you're stuck with someone else's bill and the person like using air conditioner, like air conditioning is like one of the most draining power, what's it called? Electric device that I know. Like one of my friends used to make fun of me that when he comes to my house, I never put on the electricity, I never put on the air con because, and I tell him like when I grew up, like my dad already told us that I don't waste money like on electricity, on air conditioner, you know. I don't know, does that make me cheap, guys? Let me know. Like, let me know in the comment section. You know, I have to save those coins. I can't be wasting money anyhow now. But power can be quite expensive. So it's good to bear that in mind when you're thinking about renting here in Lagos, Nigeria. So guys, that is it. The 7 things I feel like you should know about renting here in Lagos, Nigeria. As always, I hope this video has been super, super useful, that you found it informative. If you have any other points you would like to add to the community, to this conversation, as always, leave a comment in the comment section below. If you have any ideas of topics I should cover during this Lagos Travel Guide series, as always, drop your ideas in the comment section below and I'll be sure to work on them. Thank you once again for watching. I really appreciate all your love and support, and I will see you on my next video. Bye.